Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Today we'll be talking about the semi-final two between Australia and Pakistan. I just have two words for you. I know, it's extremely unfair on a lot of other people, but I have two words for you. Matthew Wade. What about that? What about that hitting? What about that play? You know when he came into the bat and he all himself mentioned it that he was unsure, but I believe Stoinis gave him the confidence that you can go ahead and do that, and then to hit I think arguably the best bowler in the tournament right now. And to hit him like the way he did in that over was just magnificent. We will talk a little bit more about it, of course, as we all know that Mustafa, who's here with us, is obviously going and watching every game. He's living the dream right now. He's enjoying all these games. And Mustafa, the atmosphere from the TV looked electric. And I'm sure that you before our pod started as well, you were telling of how there's an insane atmosphere over there. Please talk us through a little bit more about what the atmosphere was before we get to the game.
I mean, it was green dominant. It was Pakistani dominant. It was outstanding atmosphere. The whole crowd was in. It was good to see a lot of families, young kids coming in, watching, supporting Pakistan. I saw a few Australians, a few Indians as well there to troll as well. But it was mostly green, dominated by Pakistan, and they were very loud, especially in the first half. For the way Babar Azam and Rizwan started brilliantly, it was a good partnership, and Fakhar Zaman ended the innings on a very high note. Momentum was with Pakistan, and even in the first over of the second innings, when Shaheen Afridi took that, the stadium erupted. It was loud. Even I had got off my seat. I had to clap. It was great to watch. But in the end, it was very, very silent. I obviously, as a neutral, I enjoyed the whole game. It was great, but it was very silent in the end. And obviously, it was Pakistani dominated. And their team actually, I thought, losing the toss, they put up a great fight, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's also one silly mistake here and there, and you let the team in. I think they could have still won the game from the position they're in. You have to give them credit that they lost the toss and they still put a score of the board, and they put Australia under severe pressure. I will get to a few of the Australian criticisms, but yeah, to take it till that far is really good. And Matthew Wade hit those boundaries. Before I talked about that, it's that catch, that Hassan Ali catch.
Yeah.
It changes the game if he takes that catch. After he drops the catch, momentum is still with Pakistan, but then he takes a huge risk and plays that scoop. Once he plays that scoop, for me, the game is 80% done. For that, it was all Pakistan. I thought Pakistan would win this game. I said it yesterday. I said it during the game. I said it even till the 70th over. I was sitting with a few people, and I said, very good friends of mine, I told them that don't worry, they're Pakistani fans. I'm like, you guys are going to win this game. I was wrong. I'm human. I was wrong. But you have to give credit to Matthew Wade, man. It takes immense guts to play that scoop. And then those sixes is just outstanding to watch, to be honest. Clean hitting. Stoinis was brilliant as well. And yeah, for the atmosphere itself, it was a packed stadium. For me, it was one of the best crowds. It was one-sided, of course, but I had fun, just to see that energy there. And hard luck to Pakistan. I felt that they had a great tournament, but this is what it is. It happened with India. We've been in this position so many times with India. You dominate the group stages, you come to the semi-final. It was Andre Russell in 2016 against India. Now it's Matthew Wade and Stoinis against Pakistan. That's what happens, man. It's cricket, T20 cricket.
Yeah, it's a tough game to be part of. I'm sure Pakistan will not be feeling good right now. Of course, they've had a phenomenal tournament so far, and to go out like this after just one loss and that to a close one, will be very heartbreaking. But it is, like you said, it's the nature of the games. You have to just be pinpoint perfect if you want to go in and win the games. And the only time you can afford to even lose is like when Australia and New Zealand did earlier in the tournament. You can't afford it in the latter stages. But like they said, catches win matches, and to be very honest, I believe that Pakistan's fielding has hit a really high level around in this World Cup. With Pakistan, you always have some criticism about their fielding. They tend to drop catches. They tend to be a little sluggish in the field. But I thought that this tournament, they were on point with their field. I thought they were very, very good throughout. I don't remember a chance that they missed. But when it comes to the most important chance, which could have really changed the game around for them, they went in, and Hassan Ali, poor guy, poor chap, he dropped it. I'm sure he's feeling absolutely miserable right now. It pretty much feels like he's dropped the cup from their hands, and I feel bad for him. But I think that was a very, very big moment, and that changed the game in Australia's favor. And then Wade just finished it off quicker than expected after that.
Yeah, man. Look, the thing is, Australia dropped two catches, double the catches of Pakistan. So I get your point, and I think what you said was very good in the sense that the timing of that catch, it was
Yeah,
the timing was crucial and unlucky. Like these things happen. One thing is that this Dubai lights. I also noticed the ring of fire. It becomes a bit difficult to judge catches. I was very critical about Australia. I think they had a sluggish game in the field, they had a sluggish game with the bat, but it's just two batsmen. They stayed there to the end. Australia have mental strength, man. I think
yeah,
when it comes to that, that's where they won the game. They held their nerves, and Pakistan did it. Pakistan, they got shook. It was one drop catch. They could have still won this game. Shaheen Afridi, for me, he's the bowler of the tournament so far. When I'm seeing his bowling, this guy's untouchable. I don't understand till now how Wade hit those 3 sixes, but it's confidence as well. A bit of dew, of course. But like honestly, there was dew in the ground, but I don't know if there was that much because Shada was getting it to grip. So the spinners normally get affected the most. So we'll get to Shada, but you were just talking about the catch. I think it was just the timing and. You have to take those catches, I guess, and unfortunate because Australia dropped more catches, but you get punished just because of the timing.
yeah. Let's talk about Australia
And
first. Like,
Australia got punished as well. Sorry, but Fakhar Zaman hit 2 sixes, 3 sixes after he got dropped. The Steve Smith,
yeah.
I don't know how he dropped that. Yeah, but
That was a simple one there too. He wasn't that hard. But yeah, let's get to Australia first. Like you said, sluggish in the field. I thought that I thought they did okay because of the pitch. The pitch got really good to bat on. Fakhar Zaman did okay, and with the dew coming in, maybe they'd be disappointed. Maybe it's about 10-15 runs more than they would have liked. I guess they would have gone in with a target of restrict them to 160, 165. Went up to 176. Not terrible, honestly. I think that if Pakistan wanted a chance, they needed like 190, and that they didn't get. But at the same time, I thought that they put in a competitive target, an at par score. It wasn't above par, but it was an at par score. And then they go into they go into bat. Dave Warner, who's just turned a new leaf suddenly, especially after losing Finch in the first ball that he faced. Dave Warner comes out there, Mitchell Marsh kind of settle things down, and then they both go. And then for Stoinis and Wade to finish it off the way they did, like you said, mental strength, and hats off to this Australian side. It's gonna take some doing for New Zealand to beat this side now.
yeah, exactly. You put it on perfectly. It's the mental strength and the belief that New Zealand did the same thing. To be very honest with you, sorry, I just had to move my position because of the thing. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that New Zealand were in a similar position, and I think it was almost similar, 50 of 20 odd, both teams. And the thing, though, was Australia only had two batsmen left.
Yeah.
They had at that time they had only two batsmen left, and Matthew Wade and Stoinis for how much was the partnership? 50, 60 plus.
Yeah.
So they had to execute it to perfection, and that's what they did. Of course, you're gonna have dew. There's gonna be a bit of dew here and there. There's gonna be things in your favor, but one mistake and you're done. And that mistake happened. They got a chance, but still, that was still towards the end. The way they timed the innings, and you have to understand when you're chasing in Dubai, I felt Australia's approach was actually poor. They were too aggressive. But that helped them. It was a risk. I wouldn't say it's a poor approach. It was a risky approach. It worked out in the end. But Steve Smith, he did not need to play that shot. Maxwell did not need to play that shot. David Warner needed to review. So there's a few things that they got wrong today, 100%. But it's just two world-class batsmen playing world-class innings, man. Stoinis stepping up to the plate. Matthew Wade generally does this as an opening batsman, but to do it as a finisher, kudos to them. But yeah, like I think they need to, in the finals, if they're chasing a score like this, they need to understand that you still need some wickets in hand because you can make up any run rate. If this was your last partnership and you made up a run rate of 13 and over, if you can do that, then imagine Smith and Warner, if they just played run a ball, didn't play those shots, especially Maxwell and Smith, I was saying, it would have been an easier chase. But they still did it with it over to Spurs. So I can't really say much. I can't really criticize too much. Also, the fielding, bro, it was not Australia. Like, I think Australia played like Pakistan and Pakistan played like Australia in this tournament, to be honest.
That is actually very, very true. But in terms of just Pakistan with the way they were, they can take a lot of credit from the fact that they played a very, very good tournament. It was just unfortunate in the end that they couldn't cross the line in the semifinals. But I think they'll be happy. They'll take a good amount of confidence going into the next phase of in a year. We have another tournament coming up, so they just improve and improve the small things, and they can come back stronger. And I think that they will be a force to reckon with again.
You're talking about Pakistan, sorry?
Yes.
Yeah, they will be a force to reckon with Pakistan. The thing is, I think their batting has been outstanding in this tournament. Even today, batting first, I think they did above expectations. You would say it was par total. For me, it was slightly 10 runs above par, but then you have to factor the due 15 runs. So you're right in the end. But for me, I think batting first, putting up 170, 180 in Dubai, it's a bit unheard of. And to do it against a very good Australian attack, who I felt lacked a spinner. But I think they batted really well, Pakistan. Is their bowling, which is, of course, they've done really well in the tournament. Shaheen Afridi has been outstanding. Shadab today was brilliant. Imad Wasim has been good in the tournament. But they do have those overs where you can target the Hassan Ali. Haris Rauf sometimes can be very expensive. They have tendencies. It's not a complete, bowling lineup, but they have a lot of talent there. I want to see their bench strength, though, because they've been playing 11, the same 11 unchanged. Now, it works out in a tournament like this, but sometimes you need bench strength. Sometimes you need to try different things, and for different oppositions, maybe play an extra spinner, maybe do something else, maybe play a different type of fast bowler. I would have probably gone with maybe a Naseem Shah. Just keep him on the bench. He wasn't even in the squad. Just try, because it's very, I think Pakistan, the reason I'm saying they played more like Australia, India kind in this tournament, because they're very predictable, which is not a bad thing. It's a very good thing, but sometimes you need to have different options. If you're going to play the same 11, you might get found out. I'm not saying they got found out, but at the back of their minds, Stoinis and Wade knew that there was going to be a couple of overs, that Hassan Ali over and that Rauf over, they can attack. And they attacked Shaheen as well at the end, but they knew that there were overs that they could attack.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. They have a good base. I think that they just need to work on those little things to really go that one extra step in the tournament, which is coming soon for them. But your player of the match, I don't think there's any doubt, especially with the way you think your player of the match is, and today's player of the match, even by all the other guys, is Matthew Wade. He was the.
I just saw he got to 41 of 17. I felt he was like 20 of 7 in the stadium, or 20. I didn't know he got to 41, but Matthew Wade, without a doubt for me. Stoinis second man of the match, if you want to give that. But that innings was just crazy to watch live. I think this and the Nisham innings, I'll probably give this one a bit, maybe because it's fresh in my memory. This was probably the best innings, and Nisham second best of the tournament so far. Especially the pressure, the whole crowd is against you. To silence the crowd like that, I think it takes a lot of mental strength and a lot of talent. And he was hitting the best bowler in the tournament. The guy chose out of everyone. There was still one more over remaining. He's like, forget it, I'm finishing it in this over. He did it with style and outstanding. But I just wanted to discuss one thing, that, bro, the pitches have been a bit disappointing in this tournament. Tosses are winning matches. The dew is coming into play. That's something they'll have to look about. The ICC headquarters are here in UAE. The crowd has been amazing. There's been multicultural people. I've seen so many people at different games, so many different people. It's been brilliant. But I think you need to see better pitches. You can't have tosses decide matches. Even though I think Pakistan could have still won this, but still, it does give an advantage chasing. Every team has got that advantage, and they'll need to work on that ahead in the future, because UAE is such a good venue, maybe for me as well, traveling wise, but in general, it gets you get people from all over the world to come and watch matches. So it's brilliant.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. Looking forward now to Sunday. What is interesting is that there will be a new winner. There will be a new winner, because Australia and New Zealand has never won the T20 World Cup. So there will be a new winner. So it's good. So that's going to be fun, irrespective of whoever wins. But as you know, and I have made it very clear in all of our pods, that if not India, it has always been New Zealand for me. So let's go New Zealand for me. But what about you?
Yeah, I'm backing the Kiwis. I think like I said yesterday, these guys are the best all-format team. But it's going to be a bit emotional. Not emotional, it's going to be a bit thing, because when I watched Warner bat today, it reminded me of Sunrisers, man. He absolutely killed it. I need to watch him. I mean, I'm sure you've seen him for Sunrisers live, but this is like, peak Warner. He's been in brilliant form for outstanding innings. I don't understand why he reviewed due to bad clicking or something like that, which is possible, but I cannot believe he didn't review that. And uh, I didn't hear anything, but of course, even if it's a Nick, I won't hear it. I was like in
He's
the crowd,
loud.
but yeah, but Warner has been in really good form. He's coming up against one of my other really favorite players, our favorite players, Kane Williamson. I don't know in this game, to be honest with you, I'm going with New Zealand favorites because they've just been the more consistent team in all formats. They've been consistent in this tournament, but Australia are a dangerous team. That's why you have to watch out for Australia. They're a dangerous
Yeah.
team. I felt that Pakistan were a better team. They should have won this game. Even till now, I'll tell you that Pakistan played the better cricket in this game. It was one over which changed the whole game, but Pakistan played better cricket. So, but that's the thing. When you win tournaments, you need these crazy moments. And
You need to
Australia
be
have
100 on 100.
yeah, Australia have momentum. New Zealand also have momentum. They've also done a crazy kind of thing. It's gonna be a tough game. Some great players. I think the only place why I'm giving New Zealand an edge is the extra spinner. I think Australia is missing. They need to play Ashton Agar or somebody. They're missing that extra spinner. We saw Mitchell Marsh got hit a bit. When Stoinis earlier in the tournament against Sri Lanka, he got hit. So you need to have an extra spinner. You saw Pakistan today. Yes. By the way, let's talk about that Hafiz ball, man. I don't know what
We have to talk about that. First off, we have to talk about what the hell
I
happened.
thought it's supposed to be
And
dead, so we need to change these tape
exactly,
ball rules when we play. So yeah,
that's
so
what I'm saying. It's I didn't know a rule existed that you can hit it on the second bounce. It was after the second bounce, he came down and he just whacked it.
he
First
came
of all,
down
that's
the
not in the
track.
spirit of the game. Yeah, he's not spirit of the
Yeah.
game. But that's what you expect from Warner. He doesn't give a shit about the spirit. He expects the grunts, and he got 6 out of it, which is good. But I didn't know that it's allowed. I thought they're supposed to dead ball it and re-ball it. I believe that it was supposed to be a no ball or it's supposed to be not counted ball. I didn't know that you're allowed to give it a no ball and you can get 6 out of it as well. Next time I do that, everyone's gonna just whack it for 6. It's not easy to do that. He picked it up from that's some brute force also.
That's the moment of the tournament for me. He came down and he just smashed it. But yeah, I was saying that extra spinner. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. But the extra spinner is needed. Shadab. Okay, Iman maybe didn't have the best of days, but Shadab was brilliant. You need a backup spinner there. It keeps that overrate ticking. Maxwell is good, but Maxwell is your third spinner. He's not your second spinner.
Yeah.
People were saying Jadeja is not a second spinner. That Maxwell is definitely not a second spinner. So you
Yeah.
need to have that third option. And I think against New Zealand, you go with that option. New Zealand have Santner and Sodhi. So they have Phillips and Williamson. So I think New Zealand have more variety in the bowling. And again, it comes down to it'll come down to Warner, come down to Williamson, it'll come down to Bolt versus Stark. It'll be a very good contest, I think. This is a final I never would have predicted, even though they're two strong teams. In these conditions, I thought India, Pakistan, one of them would have been there. But it is what it is, and I think it's going to be a great final. Hopefully, I wish I can see a super over, but in New Zealand's favor this time.
Oh yeah, please.
But yeah, I have to give credit to Australia, man. I think I even discussed it with a few guys like on my Twitter space and stuff that they were talking about Australia's mental strength. We've discussed this. It's like you have the talent and everything, but also getting over the line, holding your nerve in these situations. They make mistakes, but they're like, listen, we have to win. That winning mentality is there at all costs. They don't get too emotional with things.
Yeah.
If they lose, they lose. But that winning mentality is there, and this team is not the most talented Australian team, but they have the same mentality as the Pontings and the Langers, and I think credit to them for that. New Zealand very calm as well, so it's going to be a tricky kind of game. But Langer versus Hayden. Langer wins. Now let's see what happens in the other.
In Australia versus New Zealand, it's the battle of two nations that are very close to each other, and
it's India and Pakistan
of the whichever side that is.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people outside the stadium were selling their tickets now for the final. A lot of Indians also have sold. Pakistanis are selling as well. But I'm looking forward to the game. Hopefully, it's going to be a close game. We'll discuss it more in detail. But I just wanted to ask you from the TV wise, for you, any turning point? Of course, that Hassan Ali catch. But in general,
it was the most important.
Where were you believing that Australia was going to get into this game? I honestly felt that Pakistan were favorites, but I knew that these two with the Duke can take advantage of it. But to take advantage of it like that, I didn't know. But for you, where did you feel that Australia were getting into the game?
For me, in the second innings, when Warner started off the way he did, and then when he plucked that ball out of that Hafiz ball, that he plucked it out, it was clear that there was some dew, and I could start seeing a little bit of dew in there. So I was starting to think that it's going to be a problem for them. But then when Warner got out and there were two new batsmen on the crease, that's when I thought that Pakistan's game to bag. Until then, I was like, okay, this is Australia's game to lose. The moment Warner got out, I thought, okay, it's Pakistan's game now, because I think the way at the timing of Warner's dismissal was very, very important, and I think that Pakistan goes back into being favorites at that point in time. But then, way Stoinis and even after a couple of good overs, I still thought that our Pakistan had the edge. But then that drop catch was meant to be that. It was really, like I said, drop the chance of making it to the finals after that. With that.
Two things I noticed was one, Steve Smith, very poor shot selection, very unlike him. I don't know if pressure is getting to him, but he could have just played the proper Steve Smith role today, because Warner was batting like $1 million. He was timing the ball. This
Exactly.
was the innings to watch. Like, of course, the Wade one after was overtook it, but he was in fine form. So Steve Smith, I don't know what it is. Warner already hit a six in that over, so that was disappointing from my point of view. Of course, the Warner review also, but also. The pressure got to Babar Azam. He started losing it. I don't know if you could see. I saw on the big screen as well. Like, he started losing it. You need to keep your calm in these situations. It happens. It's a game. You win or lose. But as a captain, you have to keep your mind clear, and that's he will learn. Virat Kohli has learned as well the hard way, and I would just say that's something. We should be proud of the boys. They've done a really good job. They played some excellent cricket, and they've been a very good team. But they have to learn from this, because India get criticized for losing like these kind of games. Remember?
Games like this all the time. Yep.
And Pakistan, if they, I think they have the capability to be on that kind of level, but they will need to ensure they don't make mistakes. They keep their calm and take it from there, because if you can give Australia a fight like that in these kind of conditions, then you're an excellent team. You just need to keep calm, and mentally they have to work on keeping calm and having a clear brain when making decisions with the ball and with the field. I think that's something they'll have to learn.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. I have no doubts in that. With that being said, I think that wraps it up for today. Looking forward to an exciting game on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, we will be talking about it before and after. And I just hope there's another exciting game, because the two semifinals have really lived up to the craze. It hasn't been one-sided at all, which is what we like to see. It has lived up to the hype of the World Cup that we've somewhat missed in the group stages, to be very honest. But I think that it has lived up to the hype, and I just hope that there's going to be another close game in the finals, and just tipping in favor of New Zealand. Hopefully, let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Hopefully, hoping for a cracker, and we'll discuss the game beforehand. Hopefully, and enjoy the final. It's been a great tournament.
We will also be watching for those Twitter talk shows that you've been doing, which has been fantastic. Some more really good insights to come from that as well, right before the game, just to increase that excitement. It's always been fun to see those Twitter talks as well.
Thank you so much, man. You've been backing me from day one, supporting, and these help as well. I get a lot of insight from you discussing the game constantly, and it's been good. And on Sunday we'll be doing one as well, inshallah, and it's gonna be. Hopefully it'll go well, but yeah, it's been good to get insight from different types of people. I've been meeting even random people in the stadium. Of course, the Twitter spaces with journalists, elite journalists, has been outstanding, learning a lot. But even in the stadium, meeting people and stuff, it's been a very good trip. It's been a good experience learning about the game. And no matter how much cricket we watch, we always learn something new. Like, I found out today that was Hafiz ball was legal delivery. I didn't know that before. So we're always learners, students of the game. We need to discuss with different people, discuss and talk to other people, and keep learning about the game. And we're not octopus like in 2010 Football World Cup. We will make wrong predictions. Today you made a right one. Right now you're going in that octopus path, but you will also make some mistakes.
Oh, I wish.
But it's always good to chat with people and learn about the game. And it's been some very good insight throughout. And hopefully it continues, and hoping for a great final, man, on Sunday.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, man.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you. Take care.